In topic 03, we're going to be solving multi-step equations. So anytime you're solving, you want to make sure that each side is simplified by distributing and combining like terms if necessary. If there's letters on both sides, you want to make sure to undo one of the variables. Then you'll undo the constant and then divide or multiply to undo the number in front of the variable. So we're going to look at 4 problems together right now. These will only have a variable on one side, but they'll have multiple steps. So in example 1, since there's parentheses here, we want to start by simplifying. We're going to distribute the 2. So 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times 5 is 10. From there, I always look at the number that's attached to my variable. So here, 2x are stuck together. So that means I cannot undo my 2x yet. So I'm going to get rid on that same side of the plus 10. And here we do it by doing the opposite. So the opposite of plus 10 would be minus 10. And these cancel. So we are left with 2x equals negative 10, and negative 10 is negative 20 because same signs you add and keep. So now that the 2 and the x are by themselves, we can undo the 2. Here they're multiplying 2, so the opposite would be to divide by 2. So x is now by itself, and negative 20 divided by 2 equals negative 10. That means if you were to plug negative 10 back into the original problem, your answer would come out correct. So here, I'm not going to make you do this on each problem, but you can do a check. So if I were to plug in 2 for x, if I were to plug in the negative 10 for x and work out my problem, I would get negative 10, making it correct. Let's look at example 2. So in example 2, we're going to distribute the 1/2. Half of 4 is 2, so 2x, and half of negative 10 is negative 5. From there, we can see that the 2 and the x are attached, so I cannot get rid of that 2x. So I'm going to have to get rid of that negative 5. So the opposite of the minus 5 would be plus 5. And I do that to both sides. 55 plus 5 is 60. And now here, I can get x by itself. They're multiplying 2. So the opposite would be to divide 2. So x is equal to 30. If we look at the next problem, here we're not going to distribute because there's parentheses. But if you look at the right side, there's a lot of terms there. We want to simplify or make it smaller. So on the right side, I'm going to combine like terms. So I'm going to leave the left side alone. Here I can combine 15 minus 5. 15 minus 5 is 10. And then I can combine my variables, 4x and negative 6x. 4x minus 6x is negative 2x. So now I have my side simplified. I'm going to look at my variable. Right now it's attached to the negative 2. So I'm going to leave that for the end. In other words, I'm going to have to get rid of the 10 first on that side. So I would get rid of positive 10 with negative or minus 10. And remember, what you do to one side, you do to another. So here my 10s cancel. Negative 12 and negative 10 is negative 22. So I'm left with negative 22 equals negative 2x. Now I can get x by itself. They're multiplying x times negative 2. So the opposite would be to divide by negative 2. Negative 22 divided by negative 2 is 11. So my answer for x is 11. On the last problem here, we're going to do the same steps. So here we're going to have to distribute first, since there's parentheses. Anytime there's parentheses, distribute. So everything else will stay the same. Negative 39 equals negative 3 plus 7x. I'm going to distribute the 3. So 3 times x is positive 3x, and 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Now that I've distributed, I can see there's a lot of terms on the right side. So I'm going to combine like terms to make it smaller. So on the right side, I can combine negative 3 with negative 6. Negative 3 minus 6 is negative 9. And I can combine 7x with 3x. 7x and 3x, if you add them, gives you positive 10x. Now if I look at my variable, the number 10 is attached to it. So I can't get rid of that 10 yet. I'm going to have to get rid of the negative 9. So the opposite of negative 9 would be to add 9 or give a positive 9. And what you do to one side, you do to the other. So here they cancel. Negative 39 plus 9 is negative 30. On this side, we're left with positive 10x. And then to get x by itself, right now they're multiplying 10. So the opposite would be to divide 10. So our answer here, negative 30 divided by 10, is negative 3.